on we go. I would assume that Sean Merchant in car 240 has a clutch problem. That's why he's circulating. They are off and running. Sean makes his start at the back of the pack. A little bit of jostling for position amongst the star drivers around the pit bend, and they're good to go. Everybody gets around the first lap intact, or do they? We have another 2 corners to go for those guys at the back, making a flying start. But your leader comes by us now, and that's the number 31. Paul Freeman in the 626 already starting to make his move and picking up a couple of places, fighting for position with 182 Lee Jordan down the back stretch with 503 of Dave Matthews. A little bit less experienced than Paul, but certainly quick in that state-of-the-art Corsa. And all Vauxhall show. It's a 425, gets a blue flag. That's a warning to hold your lines at 425. Mark Classen weaving a little bit and not leaving enough room to pass, of which there's not an awful lot at Arlington on this narrow raceway at the best of times. So certainly holding your position and letting somebody else pass you notably quicker is the gentlemanly thing to do. 31 leads 202, Steph Canfield in second. Number 2, another lady driver in third, Ellie Dawson, or she was, because 135, Dan Knight swings it through. And it's a blue flag for 330 as well. 184 Nathan Coleman scraping down the wall. It looks as though his luck is still out and getting much too close to the Armco on the back stretch. And it all kicks off with 114 and 311 getting in a tangle down in front of us and both going off across the grass. That'll be a disqualification, I'm afraid, for 114. However, it pans out. We lost Chris Dealey earlier on in the 277, of course, but the leader well away, going very nicely is Richard McAndrew. Now, I have a feeling that Richard won a race here in Arlington or two back in the 2013 season. This is the first time we've seen him this year on good form and certainly pulling well away from the pack. Steph and then Dan Knight starting from an unusually low grade position in the yellow grade. He was well up there in the reds at one point. He's making the most of that aberration to come up and pick up some good places. Positions then as they go towards the halfway mark is 31, 202, 135, 50 and 50 gets a nudge in the back from 243 who backs off, so no harm done, but that allows the next 4 cars to close right up on them and double heat winner 50. It's halfway next time for the leader. Starter, that's number 31, but Steve Kirby out of luck at number 50 this time. No heat wins for him. Dan Knight moves up into second place. The car limping down in front of us is the number 50, in fact, and off he goes just in the Checkers cleaning Corsa as the leader goes by. It's 31, 135, 202, 243, 220, 14, 28. Leon Payne going quite nicely now in the orange and blue one. 182, Lee Jordan out of luck and pulls off onto the speedway. Ellie Dawson at the head of a little queue of cars, fighting really just to stay in the top 10 at this point. Lee Ribbons hasn't managed it, and neither has Paul Freeman. And the 2 cars in front, not quite so quick, seem to be holding those 2 gentlemen up fairly well at the moment. It is hard to pass. You can't go 3 wide with any guarantee of the car surviving, never mind getting by. But Freeman somehow manages to nip through and then cut onto the inside and looks for a way by 117. John's done. John's not exactly giving him a lot of room at the moment, and the blue flag goes out for Nathan Coleman just to warn him the leader's up behind him, but it's 5 laps next time, Mr. Starter, for car 31. Clean and clear. Up front is Richard. Richard McAndrew from New Haven, just down the coast. Very much one of our Arlington regulars. They get quite a nice lot of meetings here, do the rookie rods. The leader is 31, he's down the back stretch, and with the waved yellow flags out, And the green flag waves, a nice sharp restart, and it's 5 laps for the leader. That leader at the moment is Richard McAndrew. He's side by side with Dan Knight down the back stretch. Knight not quite making that pass stick yet, but I think he's got the inside. He's going to be staying there. They've got pressure from behind. McAndrew doing a sterling job around the outside of the Corsa, which arguably is a slightly quicker car these days. But it's the Nova pulls into the lead, being stuck on the outside. That was bad. Richard loses 2 more places by being hung out to dry right there. So it's Danny Knight then in the 135 and 220 behind 14. That's a good first, second, third, a really close finishing prospect here. 220 going to put the pressure on, and he's certainly looking pretty good, Matt Evans. Behind that Perry Osborne Brown looking for the inside. He finds it too. He goes after the leader in the 14 car. 135 then, Dan Knight, the car looking just a little bit second hand. It's been around a little while now, and being a busy man this time of the year, it's not immaculately turned out exactly, but it's still quick, and the car going well under him. 135 actually pulling away just a touch, with 14 there with him, 220, 31, 626, and 243, Louis Bryant. 210, Charlie Hodge in trouble, and it's a waved yellow with just 1 lap to go. It's going to go checkered flag after this one, so I think the waved yellows, they're bringing everybody right down, but I'm going You worked hard for it. No, he was actually reeling the leader in bit by bit, but I rather think he had actually, and I'm sure he'd be the first to admit it, was running out of laps there. So that was that. But certainly that car is still quick. The man who behind the wheel is still quick. And before he gets embroiled in combining things all over half of Sussex, kicking off in the next few weeks, weather permitting, that we might not see too much of Dan at the end of the summer. But he'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. One of the good guys in rookie rod racing. We like to see him here at Arlington, and he wins. Sean Smith. 272, Aaron Lee has been here for pretty much every Legends meeting so far. He knows the track well too. We've got a whole bunch from Matt Roach Racing up in Essex. 534, Tom Stoodley, new man to the class. Not a new man to racing though. Used to race dirt hot rods some years ago. He's looking forward to his first battle here at Arlington for many years. Ladies and gentlemen, watch and roll. key man in the organisation, and he's about mid-pack. There's a lot of traffic out there tonight for these little cars, but we have lost a couple. In fact, it looks like we have also lost Elliot, the leader. So that leaves James Hyatt in the 49 as, I think I must have been calling him John earlier on, that's because of a famous musician of that name. But James Hyatt in 49 is your leader. From 62, Stuart Bradley. Green flag stand, which is what the Americans call them, of and based on the 1930s style of, I suppose there'd have been a 5-window coupe with a little extra window in them, but they all get very close, so it's tight at the front, traffic in the middle, making it hard work for people such as Smith in 146. Celia Smith holds the tail end Charlie position just at the moment. That's not a whole long way behind the leader. They're all great spirit at the moment. 49, 62, 31. Hyatt leader. Radley second. 31 going on down the inside though. Spicer. He makes it stick. Goes through to take that up. Smith in the 21 is looking pretty good. And we've got halfway mark, so Sean Smith come up with a winner in this one. Quick straight line, quick round the corners, and he knows this track pretty well from his Superstock days too. He knows also, as a result of the wall is going hard. It's hard into the wall, and that track is never there. You never know, do you? That was 31, Peter Spicer, I think, who went in very hard there. It's 49 who leads then, and we've got James Hyatt, Stuart Radley and Matt Roach, 1, 2, 3, then Boys, and then Rudman, 19 in 5th. They are back racing. We've got half a race still to complete for Legend number 1. 62, Bradley still got a gap between himself and Hyatt. So James Hyatt hanging on to his lead after the restart. He got away smartly, but he can't back off for a second. There is a pretty much a nanosecond. And the rest. Matt Roach some 2 in the 96. He's also now got himself a NASCAR, similar sort of NASCAR shape. At the bottom, with the same kind of play with circuit miss at the moment due to time, but he went a bit wide there, so Matt loses a place. Martin Heath going like a train in 66. He really was up for it, wasn't he? He was quite a few cars back to the restart. Thumbs up down there indicating he's got high in his sights. So watch out for that gold and white 66, a smartly turned out car as you might expect from a man of his reputation. Very definitely on to the still managing to keep it running. Very steady turns, I have to say. And Arlington's a tricky old track. And yes, Stuart Radley finding how tricky it was by heading straight to the fence. Locked up at the break. 5 laps for 66, Mr. Carter. 66 is now your leader, and around turn 3 he comes, and opening up a good old gap too. So Martin Heath sliding it around with Gay Abandon, whereas James Hyatt very much keeping it glued to the concourse. Back in the 196. Then 62 Radley, 38, 36, 19, 98. racer though, and he made the most of the restart, came charging through there from one of the furthest travel drivers too, ladies and gentlemen, down the strip. Tech Racing number 66, he's the leader. 96, Matt Roach from Essex, second, and 49 in third. It's 2 laps to go. And it's 2 lap forward for the leader. 96, 49, 62. One lap to go for Martin Heath, 66, Matt Roach in second. So a lot of guys involved in race car building and tuning and preparation really go for this from a lots of points of view, lots of standard bits, and they spend the rest of their time doing complicated stuff for other people. They might as well do something really simple and hit the track. But simple they may be, they certainly are, and the Legends really good value for money. Good win there for the man from Burton on 66. Well, there we are. Welcome to Arlington, Mr. Heath, and a very fine win indeed, that one. He was bang on the money when it came to the restart, and looking good throughout the rest of the race. Chris Pryor stopped over here to us. I think he's got a little disarray in the car department, but it was a tough one for Martin, and it's really his hot work in those little cars in the height of summer, and it's a warm evening out there, no real breeze to speak of, although you certainly get one when you're on the road. But give him a big welcome, please. First win at Arlington, first time at Arlington, from Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire, Martin Heath. And when you finish doing that, right, 124 then D from Crowborough in the Just Married car. Where's the tin cans and everything? I thought we should be trading tin cans on that. Yeah. Well, the rest of the gals are going to get it chased, but I think we've already lost one. We've already lost Gemma Mitchell in 205. Shame. That's cars for you. And hells are popping, the ladies are in action. Whoops. And Layla already proving a bit lethal to herself if nobody else, and facing the traffic. 121 sadly, even if she does get going again, which looks unlikely, would have been black flag for going on the grass. We've lost one. I think that's Gemma there in the 219 facing the traffic the wrong way. Round 27 with a nifty spin from Jenny in the 224 car. The leader is Becky Hunn. No surprise there in the 143. Married to one of the very famous national hot rod racers, who I see tonight wheeling the baby buggy round about the place. Gets down to some serious racing. Used to race stock cars, of course, 1300s, and very good at it she was. Black flag for 112 for an incursion onto the grass. That's a black flag for 112. 712 conks out in just the wrong place and gets a severe rubbing at the rear end of that car. We never did get 219 back in it. 283. Louis Strudwick cutting the nose off of Lucy Guilfoy's car to no avail as it happens. But not so much happening at the front. Bex is well away in the 143. 124D going nicely in second place. Gets pushed right out wide by 224. Jenny Garrett certainly is going for it in a big way. The Crawley gal, I think she is. And she's... that car was very, very smartly turned out indeed at its first appearance here. Halfway then next time, Mr. Starter, for 143, lapping the field. That could be dodgy because there may be one or two of the girls might think, hang about, we can dispose of the leader. But I think Jenny Garrett looks keen on doing that. Nearly trapped herself though as Terry Brand went around, and Jenny almost running into a stationary car. Right, now it is getting closer as the halfway flag goes. 143 and 224 with just a couple of lengths of car lengths between them. Bex has been looking in the mirror thinking, uh-oh, and it does look as though that little Honda of 224 Jenny Garrett is going very nicely now. Beck's car just a little bit more broad in the beam. Not quite so quick over the turns, but nonetheless a solid old piece. And it's... 3 laps next time, Mr. Starter. 3 laps for the leader, 143. 224 piles into the rear end, fires Bex into the bend just a little bit faster, but she was used to all that in the stock cars. That doesn't worry her one little bit. So Team Scrapco hanging in there at the moment. It's going to take a bit more than that. 143 and 224 now. Oh, this time I think Jenny's done the business. No, hasn't she not? Very well recovered by Bex. And I think now that she's in a position to do some damage if she gets a chance, and I rather think she will. A bit of a corner cut there though, unfortunately. Nothing to worry the steward, I don't think. And into the lead goes for Jenny Garrett. Lucy Guilfoy, 78, up to 3rd place by the finish after starting at the back, so that's not too bad. fresh coat of paint on that. Well, it's a new car for the track, that is. Kindly donated by a rival team, I believe. And quickly and neatly painted in the Guilfoyle camp. There's the checkered flag for Jenny Garrett. Second is Bex Hunn. And third, I still, as you probably noticed, still refer to her as Becky Osborne from time to time, because that's what she was. Her name was pre-marriage when she was in the stock cars. It takes a bit of getting those out later on. The race pick, but probably only from the stadium cash for the weekend, but you can pay on the gate at Foxhall. It'll be a great weekend. She's got those old knee pads and everything on. Still got trainers, but she's she's got the heavy-duty knee pads. And certainly meant business in that one. You can see why the car's in a bit of disarray at the front, because she practically hits everything that she comes across. So fair play. That's the way to race a bang on this, Garrett. And it's a go, go, go. Away go, then Rookie Rod. No more than 1300cc. They're pretty quick once they're wound up, and of course intense competition. They try and scrape every surplus bit of weight off them and get every last bit of horsepower out of those basically standard engines, and all manner of other jiggery-pokery to just get that little edge. Very close racing, and pulling away though. Having said that, Richard McAndrew seems to have the secret, doesn't he? Because he's getting some good results for that car tonight. Didn't quite work out as it should, thanks to a restart in the first race, but hey-ho. Ellie Dawson in second, then Nathan Coleman, Chris Deedy, and behind that, 114, Ryan Sinclair. Looks as though the red grade are having some fairly intense competition, and Mary Osborne Brown leading the charge there with Lee Jordan and 251 Lee Ribbons slugging it out. They're parked next to each other in the pit, so hopefully they'll keep that keep it cordial throughout. It was terribly hard ignoring your neighbours. 626 Paul Freeman sneaks in between them though. Then it's 210 and Reed is 560. Starting to make some progress, but it'll be a tough call indeed for Ashley Reed to get through and win many races tonight with all this traffic on such a tight little track. So Danny Knight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the pack at the moment. Throws it in outside of the 2, 4, 3. And Mr. Knight certainly on the hunt for some more glory here. And going to make it count if he possibly can, but he wouldn't. He's seeking every opportunity to try and get past it. It didn't quite come off there, though, and he scrubbed off a bit of speed instead. But Dan will have to put down hard throughout and in hot pursuit. 31 this time, hoping against hope that there's no big incident, although that doesn't happen very often with the rookie rods. They get a completely clear race, it must be said. But in second at the moment, a nice space all of her own from Brackley Northants, Ellie Dawson. You'll know her brother, Rudy, Luke Wilson in the National Bangers, and the whole family, splendid bunch of people, and do make the effort to attend as many race meetings as possible. And of course, unfortunately, the National Bangers and the Rookies not always on the same bill. That's a logistical nightmare. It's halfway this time at the starter for number 31. Things looking good at the moment for the New Haven boy in the 31 car. Nathan Coleman now, if he keeps this up, and that car not always handling it, so he seems to be tucking a wheel under now, but Nathan hustling it round for all his work, could be good for a top 5 finish for the first time. That would be very good news for him indeed. Steph Canfield is in 4th, then it's Dan Knight, then 220, 243, but the red grey boys are really struggling to get shot of each other and try and get up to challenge the leaders. It's tough stuff, and as you can see, Dave Matthews languishing at the back of the pack, and really making no progress at all. 425, Mark Klassen, I think about to get a blue flag warning. Whoops, a daisy. Nathan Coleman choosing a very inopportune moment to pull off the track there, taking Steph Canfield with him. And it looks as though Nathan may be trying to get back on the track, so let's hope he does that fairly carefully. But the leader and second place person are well clear of the rest this time. And if there is no race stoppage, that's looking good. However, Richard McAndrew, starting from the novice grade, has got the star men in his sights from behind them as he comes to lap. So 5 laps next time, he might just be in there mixing it with the big guns when he didn't expect to. So he has to be careful because behind him, Ellie Dawson could soon make up that gap. Blue flag again for Coleman as second place, number 2, comes through to follow the leader. Once ahead of all, and Dan Knight up into third in 1:35, then it's 2:20, 2:02, 2:43. Lee Ribbons has managed to get himself unravelled, so that's quite right for Ribbons. From the rest of the mount in the red grade, and now going fourth, but a bit too late to do anything other than earn a total couple of points. He's got Perry Osborne Brown with him and Paul Freeman on his back bumper. 3 laps going out. For most of the pack, it'll be 2 laps straight after that for McAndrew in the 31. There's the 2 lap boards. Nathan Coleman 184, a lap down of course, and number 2 is in second, third is 1354. Yeah, 243 is 4. Oh, slam into the wall, there goes Steph. Oh my goodness gracious, it all kicked off now. And, yep, a red flag on that one. As we came to the closing stage, that was good. He's got his riggers boots on too. Now, you know this isn't the Bangers, don't you? Yes, of course you do. But it's very similar, but without quite, well, with a bit less contact, really. A bit more contact, probably was. But well done, Richard. And that car's certainly running very well indeed. Whoever Errol and Radar may be, they're doing a darn fine job on the spanners, I might say. So a white grade for now. I think that'll be back of the grid, back of the white grade for Richard when he starts the final, and very soon after that he'll be upgraded, I should think. So if you'd like to turn this way, young man, and leer in a very provocative way at the crowd, I'm sure they'll wave right back at you. And Paul just giving him the word. Watch those turns, boys. Watch out for the instance. Listen to the receiver. Flag, and away goes the legend for heat number 2 of the evening. And already the quick ones are making their moves down the outside as quickly as they can. Breath held, no doubt. One driver earlier on in the rookie ones was saying that it's very seldom breath more than every single man, which would account for a lot. Tense moment the first few laps, all the traffic. Backwards goes Richard Poulter. Getting himself in a lot of bother there, and on the way, number 38, Dan Boyd is being trapped in the process. And then number front. They've got to stay there. All the drivers are being told to stay low through their radios, and they're all doing it too. That just shows how well that receiver works. But on the top end, we've got another right up against the wall. Six, I can't quite make out the number on the pink and black one, but that's two cars at each end of the track. And 19 going backwards now. There's something up there is well slippery. Miles Rudman gets it pointing in the right direction, though. He doesn't stall it, manages to get it going well away, but he's lost a lot of ground. Yep, 17, Tim Moody is your leader, and the turquoise car coming down in front of him, heading into second one. Behind that, he's got 43, 96, 62, 534. Peter Elliott in hot pursuit, and Matt Roach in third, hoping to improve on his previous result if he can. He was up and down the positions in race number one, but still working hard at it. Up into fourth goes Tom Stoodley. Mike Walmsley in a good place this time in sixth position, the former superstock racer from Ipswich, Suffolk. Part of a racing family. His dad was winning a race in the Heritage Stock Cars here a few weeks back, and his little girl is a keen kart racer and doing very well at it too. Runs in the family around Walmsley House, and 182 there at the head of that next pack. Somewhere to shake off Sean Smith for one thing, and to get up and get to grips with the top five who are in front. Moody driving a steady race at the front. Halfway next time, Mr. Sartor, for car 17. Nice round the outside pass by 43. Peter Elliott standing, sticking it all on the line there as he went between the inside car and the cars marked on the outside, 1 and 2. Luckily, all the cars that have conked out have managed to do so with the just about off the racing line for these small cars, and they're keeping well out there, and the race receiver kept all from any serious harm. Excellent job stewarding and driving by these guys. 43, Elliott though, well away now, and really seems to be holding up the rest of the traffic somehow. Sean Smith working his way through the traffic. Chris Pryor, 123, keeping tabs with him. But really, Matt Roach in the 96 stuck on the outside, and now he's kind of shuffled back a couple more places. It's 5 laps next time for 43. Orange going down the back stretch. Coach is the American term for that sort of body, in case you thought that's something you go on a holiday in. 123 is second. Third now is Stoodley in 534 by a nose, and Moody certainly losing power on the side in the 17 car. Martin Heath has now picked up a couple of extra places, marching his way past on the outside. Sean Smith going behind him. Mike Walmsley seems to have got stuck behind Moody in that lost a couple of places. But what a great drive in the second half of this race by 43, Peter Elliott. Nearly won the Sussex Championship 2 years ago. And this race could be a strong contender for this year's version. Well up front, and with the 2 lap board to go, here he is. 43 comes down in front of us. Then we've got a back marker, and then 123 Pryor, 534 Stoodley. 1 lap. And that's all it's going to take now. A lot can happen in that. He's not going to catch up with the traffic in front. He knows he's got a great big gap back to the second place car. So Jones stops the gun. Half a lap and brings it home to the checkers. A good drive there by Peter. the rest of the pack have got to keep up because there are points at stake throughout. 43, Elliott from 1, 2, 3 prior. That's it, we've got them all in. The red flag out, Mr. Starter. Things went wrong for one reason or another. He was leading the Sussex Championship here in 2012 when he spun around, managed to recover, get back in the top 3, but this time I'm thinking he might just be a good contender for the Sussex Championship this time. Well done, Peter, and it's a bit of a challenge coming here from High Wycombe over Wednesday night, I dare say, with all the perils of the M25 to Bray, and well done, and a very good drive by him. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Terrific drive by Peter Elliott. Ladies Bangers Heat number 2. Away they go. Some start quickly, some not so quickly. Already the paintwork is being mauled about and the tin is being bent. Lisa Herbert spun around in front of us. 7:27 Sam Stickland, something to do with that. 1:21 Hayley Seymour spun around. Layla spun around in the 21 car, and that was young Miss Struddy. What did it? 2:83. 7:12 it says on the side of the 727 car, just to confuse us all on this side, as you can see. But it's the fin plate we're going by, and we know that to be Miss Stickland. 2:05, another short race for Gemma Mitchell, unfortunately. So off to the centre green she goes. Whoops, and the spin for Misha. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. And there goes the green, they're away. And it's a good start for Lisa Herbert in the 922 car. She's off like a rocket from the front. But look at Jenny Garrett go in 224. Bex is too busy having fun brake testing others in 143 to make much impact at the moment. But that's 112 Misha Russell, who's taking a big chance by shoving around a bit too much on the back there. Well, she's trying to anyway, but it doesn't seem to be cutting any ice with Bex, who's just sitting there and soaking it up. 922 then the leader, 224 in second, then 143, 112, 219. Bringing up the rear is the 727 of Sam Stickland. That little car squashed at both ends and not going exactly as quickly as she would like, I dare say. But she's hanging in there and hoping for the best. The duel is still on between Misha and Bex for that third place, and Misha seemed a bit hesitant in actually trying to pass Becca there. I think she has a pretty rough idea that she would get spun in the same way that she's just done to Bex. Turned around and indeed runs into the 121 car in the process, so that's not a likely race win there. Into the wall, that was the former leader backing into the wall over the far side. 922 Lisa Herbert spun out backwards and hitting the concrete. 224 your leader, and Jenny Garrett once again on very fast form in the 224 car. 5:35 Kerry Sexton still at it, well she was, but pulls the car up now onto the speedway track, saving a little something for later perhaps. We shall see, but it certainly wasn't running great in that one. So it's 224, 112, 283, 219 and 922, the top five. Then a couple of stragglers. Let's see if 3 laps to go, by the way, Mr. Sarter, for Jenny Garrett in 224. Let's see if and Jenny managed to resist the temptation to have a pop at the 283 car as she passes. Had to think about it whilst passing the 727, but has decided that a race win might be a bit more appropriate, and doubling her win total for the night, and a good chance of winning the final, and some more points for the Sussex Ladies Banger Championship Series. races this. We're on to the evening's finals, the main event for all three of the formulas present tonight, coming up very shortly. 1 lap to go for Jenny in the 224. A little bit of a traffic congestion situation, going for the miss rather than the hit was Louise Strudwick there, which is just as well because Misha Russell's 112 car coasting to a halt, so that would have been kind of a wasted shot. And that one, here's the checkered flag for the winner. 219 Gemma White, looking a bit menacing, just as Jenny passed her. Probably not the best idea to pass her on the outside as it happened, but that she did and got away with that. So that's 2 wins in the bag for the Crawley girl in 224. Because all these flat out laps you're doing, that'll all be gone. And so there's just 1 race to go. Can she make it a hat trick, I wonder? Well, I think there's a very, very good chance the way she's driving tonight, and that time curbing the enthusiasm to hit things just a little bit and going for the win. So give her a round of applause, please. Jenny Garrett, winner of heat numbers 1 and 2. There he goes. Well, Charlie gets a bit of a flyer, which might upset 1 or 2 of the red grade if he actually goes by him. Luckily he hasn't. The rest of them go for a standing start to as quick as possible in a short time. And it's Ellie Dawson who leads the pack, with 114 Ryan Sinclair right on her boot lid. So, heat winners 31 Rich McAndrew, 135 Dan Knight are already well in the top 6. A good start by both of them. Lee Evans bouncing over the curb from the blue grade is now looking pretty good. But they've got to go quickly. They must move fast and pass as many cars as possible in the early laps, because we do have some quite quick cars down there in the white grade. They're not slow by any means. Most of these cars are well prepared these days and very equal on the track. So the guys in the blue and red grade can't sit around and watch what's happening. They've got to go for it from the off. The leading blue grader looks like 220 Matt Evans, and the leading red is coming down in front of us now, and that's John Dunn in 117. So somewhere in the middle of that, the real scrap is going on. Leon Payne looking quite quick and nimble in the number 28, and Leon with a couple of new sponsors, and that's certainly good news for him. Helping out with the tyre bill, which is obviously always the most expensive part of going racing, unless you break something really severely. The engines seem to last reasonably well in this class, but tyres take a beating, and always help in that direction is welcome. Number 2 on the outside, Ben, and racing hard. She's doing some good laps. Ellie Dawson looking good and steady. Did lots of racing, I think, at the Stanlake Arena circuit in Oxfordshire before joining Speedworth like her brother. And number 2 it is that leads the race. 31 though, looking a bit lively, having to brake very hard to avoid hitting the rear of the 114 car. A bit of side-by-side contact there as McAndrew passes Sinclair to Nick. Oh! Well, now then. That was a rum old do indeed. Oh my goodness, and Nathan Coleman's copped the worst of that. Absolutely no idea what happened there, but 31, Richard McAndrew more or less stopped dead coming out of turn 3. Whether he blew the engine and it seized up, I don't know, but he was slam bang into the back by another car. Nathan Coleman involved in that, and that was a big hit, totally unexpected too. Lee Evans in trouble in 144 with a puncture on the car, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. And at the halfway mark, it is number 2, your leader. Now then, this would be good news for to the Dawson team if Ellie can hang on to this with half the race to go, because Dan Knight, the most likely one to be challenging, is a little way back. Got to watch, and there's all sorts of debris on the track down in front of bits of old plastic from somebody's radiator grill, I think. 220, Matt Evans is going well. 114, I don't think he's got anything left, Ryan Sinclair, to challenge the leader. So if Ellie can keep banging on in that number 2 car, she's looking at a good result here at Eastbourne. Further back then, the scrap is still on. Going well at the head of the whole train of cars is Leon Payne. Got Lee Ribbons behind him and a lot of other challengers. AC Russell Plant Hire, another of the new sponsors on the Leon Payne car. Change of second place as Matt Evans takes that. Now he's got a limited amount of time to catch up with the leader. Yes, he's got 9 laps, so it is doable. So Ellie is going to have to keep an eye on that mirror, keep the foot down as hard as she can go without making any big mistakes, because she is definitely being reeled in. A top 3 finish would be good, but obviously a win would be better. And it looks like poor Rich McAndrew took a big hit in the rear on that incident. There's a change on third place, by the way, and Richard limping onto the infield. Looks like he may well have sustained some kind of a back injury, probably a severe bruising after that being rear-ended when the car just died right under him. Number 2 then, your leader down the back straight. Coming into the closing stages, but it's starting to look like a challenge now for Ellie, with 220 behind her. The Worthing driver, Matt Evans, and 5 laps to go. Evans makes his move, he goes down the outside. I don't think there's any way that Ellie can hold him off. He's got a quicker car there, it looks to me, but she's doing well. She's holding the line, and she's still good for a top 3 finish. But down the outside, earnestly close to the concrete, goes Evans. Matt takes the lead. Dan Knight is catching up for to try and challenge for the second spot, and he might just manage to do that. Whoops, there's a spinner on the Hailsham bend. And another one in front of us as 114 goes sideways off of the track. Ryan Sinclair out of action. 243 also Louis Bryan, not going anywhere fast. 220 then, your sprightly leader in the orange car down the back stretch, and 2 laps to go this time for him. Matt Evans going nicely. Ellie Dawson keeping cool. She knows she can do this. She can get a decent amount of points. She can get a little bit of prize money out of this one and go home a happy lady to Northamptonshire. 560 Ashley Reed up to some very strange things. He's looking to get himself a ban the way he's going on, but turning around on the speedway track as though he's looking for somebody. We don't really like the look of that. Getting in the way of the second and third place man and woman. And there's the checkered flag for Matt Evans. Second place is going to go to Ellie Dawson in number 2. And 135 Dan Knight comes home. Number 20 Matt Evans, local man-ish from Worthing, and no doubt we shall see much more of him in the future. He looks though destined for a red roof very soon. Well done, Matt, and we'll just bring him round on the back of the control car. Not his first win by any stretch of the imagination, but he's climbing the ladder, and the red paint will be acquired very shortly, I dare say. Good drive then for Matt Evans, winner of tonight's Rookie Rod Final. The legend steward, I should say. He was pointing at you with one finger upraised. Yes, that's not quite right, is it? Okie dokie, that's the Legends then on their wave lap. The Sussex Championship, let it begin with 30 laps of hard and fast and quite and it's a double green, and away go the cars for the Sussex Championship. Legends, good start from Moody. Hold up to expectations all the way through the last race, but he'll do his best with what he's got, and it does look quicker this time. A little tinkering has been done. Improve on that, bide his time just a little bit, but he's got to have a wary eye on what's behind him. James Hyatt is in there, Chris Pye is out. Oh dear, now maybe that steering wheel didn't lock on quite as well, but it's just a cruise the wall, so I doubt it's that, and bad luck there for Chris, enthusiastic driver, good fella, and a shame to see him out of the race so darn early. That does put a damper on the night for him. Going to see him a very down the A27 this evening. Not to worry, getting some more, I dare say, in a couple of weeks, so when the Red Legends race next. It's 17, 43, 34, 96 the running order, 49 after that, 98. Also going very nicely this time. Watch him. Is out with the back bumper hanging off. I'm afraid he just had to go. Side by side out of the Hailsham bend. Oh yes, Peter Elliott really on the hammer. Like his style. Down the back straight he goes and leaving a lot of air between himself and Moody, who has got rather a challenge on his hands now for the 96 of Matt Roach. He's got the bit between his teeth this time, so it's just as well for Elliott that he has got away there, because it looks as though Roche is in hot pursuit this time. In fourth place, riding a bit closer to the ball than he wanted to, I think. Richard Porter, but very quickly. Smart, green and white knight. That's a livery to the old John Stewart racing team from the Hot Rods, and looks very smart indeed. He's in fourth, fifth is 34, sixth is 1, 2, 3. Way back down, Martin Heath coming hammering through into the top 5 now with his light landing, and I think he needs business too. Peter Elliott will be doing everything he can to put as much room between him and the following package as possible in the first half of the race. Case, his tyres start to go off a bit towards him. A long way, 30 laps. Even the Arlington and they are pretty hard. Get good wear out of them, but nonetheless, after 30 laps of the concrete in the height of summer, they are going to get a little bit trampled, I think, and 43 that's the lap, one of the back markers already, and that's the 38 of onto the inside. The orange car has run through, puts one between him and Matt Roach, now not making any inroads, but Richard Porter closing the gap in the 98 behind him. Richard going through behind him, incentive. Then it's Chris Pye, then Tim Hudson and Tim Moody, 21 Sean Smith. Oh, there's the wheel off. Now then, that is Richard Porter. It's a yellow flag, and that tyre needs to be retrieved from the track. Poor old Richard. Richard Paul retired but they're easy to repair these legends, so we suspect he won't miss too much racing. And the main thing is, he's okay. 43 then, Elliott gets a hot start, but Roach and Heath are going to have to battle down for that second place. He's already lost the back of that marker, letting them all go, and it's at the halfway mark. Let's the starter, halfway for the leader. He's got a scrap on his hands, but he's Heath has got place, and now the hunt is on, and he's narrowed the gap by a couple of car lengths already. The back marker in front, out of the way. Nothing but keep the hammer down as hard as he dare, and there's no scope for hiding in the traffic, and he is going for it. 123 Pryor is next, then Hudson 64, 21 Smith, 96 and 182. Pretty hot bunch, cold up at the front end of this race. Pryor's this year, and Smith has had his share of the wins. Martin Heath has been going very well. Set some fast times earlier this season and showed his intent to be really quick in these cars. Down the outside goes the gold car, neck and neck to the one, and it's who blinked first, and it was Peter Elliott who blinked first, because into the lead goes Heath. Chris Pryor and Carty. I expect that Peter Elliott is a little bit unsettled now after losing that place. A little bit, he's got to focus after that, and he's doing his best, but he's got two more cars now challenging for the I would think good at passing cars to get himself sorted out and back in the hunt. It's 66, 1, 2, 3, 64, Hudson coming from nowhere after a couple of so heat and going very well. Lots of experience, that fella in these cars. He knows how to make one last right at the end of a long race for certain. They are down into well inside the last 10 laps now. Martin Heath 66, Chris Pryor 1, 2, 3, 64, Tim Hudson 43, Peter Elliott 21, Sean Smith. Trophies for the first three, of course, it being a championship race. Oh, bang! There goes a motor. That's not good. Oh, that's the 38 car of Dan Boys. The red flags are out. They are off. This is it. 8 laps to the finish for the Legends of the Sussex Championship. Good start. Martin Heath has got Chris Pryor right on his tail. The Monmouthshire man is not letting go in a hurry. Hudson's going crackingly well in the 64 in third. It's going to be a nose-to-tail finish, but in what order? We can't say just yet. But Martin Heath is determined. He's going to be at the front if at all possible. Sean Smith looks like he might join the party before the 8 laps are up. Behind that, Matt Roach and Mike Walmsley are going at it. Then it's 19, 43, 17. A lot of places lost in that restart. Quite good. But 5 laps to go at the time. Just the starter for the number 66. It is flashing light and all. And here he comes out of turn 4. Hammer down. After seeing take off the others in a hurry because they all get same amount of horsepower standard form in a motorbike, and that's quite a lot of horses for a little lightweight car, and way more than ratio than their original cousins, I'm sure. 66, 23, 64, 21 running order. Smith looking better and better, and he's getting quicker as the race goes on. He's got a bit too wide through the Hailsham there and with the ground. But 66, 1, 2, 3, Hudson still really looking for a way past Chris Pryor now. Trying all over the track, which is a little bit bumpy in places as he's rapidly recovering. And all the potholes on his way. Round the outside perhaps, not a great option coming out of there. Too far off the curve for Hudson to make that stick. Heath meanwhile is getting away. Good news behind him. He's snapping over second place and puts him off the hook. Smith wants to do something. He's got to do something now. The checkered flag at the rate of knots. Out of the last turn, the double checkers are up. Mark Thompson, and there you go. 66 marks. Wins the Sussex Championship. Goes to a man from Stafford, way up there in the North Midlands. And there we go, and a nice set of trophies, and that's an award there for Tim Hudson. And there was a dispute over the places. We still haven't heard the result on that yet, so we'll it's going to stand. Yeah, so there we are. We got that, so that's all sorted and resolved. Good to hear. And Chris Pryor gets a trophy too, and he's really got a long old trip home unless he's staying down here, because Monmouthshire seems, well, it is in another country. Sussex champion, ladies and gentlemen, from Staffordshire. There you go. Well done, Martin Heath. Number 66. Give him a round of applause, please. Well done, Martin. Super stuff. A really dynamic set of drives by them tonight, and the rest of the lads put in a great show. Tim Hudson there, a super charge by him after stroking it a little bit in the heats there, but in the final, was he quick or was he quick? And up to the top three, a big challenge there. Martin, the track's bumpy, by the way. Yeah. Get ready to grab hold of him next to you. That's right, you can both go. Well done, gentlemen. Thanks very much for coming. We look forward to seeing you next year, and have a great rest of 2014 on the Legends Racing Front. Give them a round of applause. They've travelled far and wide and put on one heck of a show. Thank you very much. And there go the greens, and away go the ladies for the last time this evening. Round 2 of the Ladies Sussex Championship Series. 121 already off course, 143. Beck's likewise cruising the speedway track. Not quite sure what all that's about, but certainly not looking like a winner this time out. Jenny Garrett is, mind you, she's taken a couple of cars with her on her way through. Throwing a bit of a wobbly down in front, Terry Grant, pick up there. And back into action in the 426, but your leader, oh dear, oh dear. The little black 727 getting one pass either side at the same time. There was a hairy moment over the far side. Jenny not taking any chances, is obviously in hot pursuit of the 426, who she perceives as a threat. So Terry does get a half turn. She'll be back. 124 turned around D Tapsel. D's car steaming nicely. The Crowborough girls game for more. Come on, you can get that thing rolling just a bit more, and she's away for another attempt at it. Or is she? Maybe not. Oh, a double whammy there. Good work by Brand, and she gets spun around 2 cars at one go effectively there, which wasn't bad effort at all. And it's 922 your leader from 224, 922 the leader. And it's a halfway mark next time, so Jenny Garrett's got a bit to do, because a good start by Lisa Herbert, staying out of trouble basically, has established her in the front of the race with only about 6 laps to go. That was the halfway mark for her. So 922 your leader, 224 second, and then in third is 426. So that's quite a heck of a lead that Lisa Herbert's got over with the third place person right there in front of her, and Terry Brand having too much fun, I think, to worry about the results, but she's been spinning 1 or 2 on the way. 7-2 Lily Strudwick now getting stuck in as the leader goes by. That could be bad news. I can see a disaster there for the leader, but somehow or another she managed to get away with that and squeeze Louise Strudwick into the wall at the same time. Avoids any of that problem. Gets a little bit closer with 3 laps to go next time, Mr. Starter, for 922. Now Lisa Herbert is going rather well. The best she's driven all evening. Jenny Garrett's car starting to run out of steam a little bit, I think. But 3 laps, if she can really chuck it round there, she might just get there. And it's certainly going to be a close finish for sure. Garrett with a good handful of points in the Ladies Championship. We've only had 1 round so far, so we've not bothered too much about what's on top of that. A couple of rounds to go, but she could do herself a bit of good here. Certainly second place points would be good, but first place would, of course, be better. Terry Brand in front as Garrett dives underneath her. Terry sees an excitement opportunity there, I think. Decides not to bother to try and give chase, because clearly the 224 car is pretty quick. She's got half a lap in which to do this. Last bend lunge or what? She tries it, gives it the push, and she's going to get away with it. Oh! In the wall goes 922. 224 takes the checkered flag. 426, a lap down. Is still there. If 922 can get going, she might win the Sussex Championship for ladies. And while we're at it, we'll give you the rest of the ladies' final result. The winner 224, second 283, third 922, fourth was 426, 5. Good stuff, and well done, ladies, and we'll see you all again for the next round here at Arlington in a few weeks' time. Give them a round of applause on your way out.